Imagine sitting in that witness stand, your career, reputation, and freedom on the line, while a ruthless prosecutor accuses you of taking millions in bribes. That was Taylor Swift's nightmare when she walked into Halligan County Courthouse. But what the courtroom didn't know was that Taylor had spent months gathering evidence on its most powerful players. And when she took the stand, she didn't just defend herself. She brought down an entire corrupt system. It began on a crisp autumn morning. Taylor Swift, now a respected corporate consultant, was scheduled to testify in a routine copyright dispute. She arrived in a tailored white blouse and black skirt, carrying only a slim portfolio. As she entered Courtroom 3B, the buzz of cameras and murmurs of anticipation greeted her. Then, her own defense attorney leaned in and whispered, "They've indicted you on bribery charges." Across the room, Prosecutor Diana Kessler rose with measured authority. Her voice carried through the courtroom. Taylor Swift is accused of funneling $5 million in consulting fees to Halligan County judges in exchange for favorable rulings for her corporate clients. Gasps filled the gallery. Taylor's stomach dropped. The bailiff led her to the stand. The judge banged his gavel. The court will convene at 10 a.m. to hear preliminary motions. Whispers erupted. Bribery. Taylor Swift. Taylor's heart pounded, but her face remained composed. She had to buy time, and secretly, she was ready. Unbeknownst to anyone in that courtroom, Taylor had spent the past 6 months working undercover. After suspecting inconsistencies in rulings benefiting her clients, she'd hired a discreet investigative team. Late-night stakeouts, encrypted phone calls, and covert recordings revealed a web of illicit payoffs. Judges accepting luxury vacations, court clerks skimming evidence files, and prosecutors, led by Diana Kessler, pushing charges selectively to protect the ring. On the eve of her bribery indictment, Taylor's team intercepted a confidential memo ordering Kessler to quietly neutralize Swift's influence. That memo, if authenticated, would unravel the entire conspiracy. So when the judge called recess before the preliminary hearing, Taylor slipped to her attorney's side. "I have evidence that exonerates me and implicates those who framed me," she said quietly. "We're going public in court." Her attorney's eyes widened. "Are you ready for the fallout?" Taylor nodded. She was prepared to risk everything for justice. When court reconvened, Diana Kessler opened her argument with damning proof. Bank transfers, doctored invoices, and hearsay testimonies. The jury leaned in. Taylor's attorney looked cornered. But then, Taylor stood and addressed the judge directly. "Your Honor," she began, voice firm, "the prosecution's so-called evidence is entirely fabricated. I ask permission to present exculpatory material." The judge, intrigued, granted her leave. Taylor's team wheeled in a laptop and projector. On screen appeared the intercepts, emails between Kessler and an anonymous offshore account, video clips of judges pocketing envelopes of cash, and the sealed memo ordering her indictment. The courtroom erupted. Diana's face drained of color. Jurors murmured, flipping between shock and outrage. Defense lawyers leapt to their feet. The judge pounded his gavel. "Miss Swift, this is extraordinary." Taylor clicked to the final slide, a live feed of court clerks arriving at the county jail to handcuff Kessler herself. "These individuals," Taylor said, gesturing to the projection, "orchestrated a corrupt scheme using my name as cover. I demand the immediate dismissal of all charges and the arrest of the conspirators." Silence. Then a roar of gasps, applause, and frenzied camera shutters. The conspirators at the defense table paled and slumped in resignation. Within minutes, the bailiff moved to detain Kessler. The judge addressed the courtroom. "By the authority vested in this court, all charges against Miss Swift are hereby dismissed. Furthermore, I order the immediate arrest of those implicated in this bribery ring." Handcuffs clicked as Diana Kessler, 2 judges, and a court clerk were led away. Testimony booths emptied. Journalists flooded the aisles. Taylor stepped down, her attorney by her side, tears of relief in her eyes. Outside, a throng of reporters swarmed. Taylor paused at the courthouse steps, microphones thrust in her face. "Today," she said, voice clear, "I stood not just for myself, but for the integrity of our justice system. Corruption thrives in silence, so we must expose it." The crowd cheered. Phones recorded her every word. The conspirators' exits made headline news. Pop star unmasks countywide corruption. Bribery ring toppled. In the weeks that followed, Halligan County underwent a seismic purge. Federal investigators took over, cleaning house from the sheriff's department to the administrative offices. The implicated judges were disbarred. Kessler faced an array of charges from obstruction of justice to official misconduct. Taylor returned to her consultancy with renewed purpose. She helped establish an independent watchdog agency, Justice Guard, funded by her foundation, to monitor courtroom integrity nationwide. News outlets praised her as a hero. Taylor Swift, defender of justice. At a press conference, the new Halligan County Chief Judge announced reforms: transparent case assignments, anonymous reporting hotlines, and strict oversight on all judicial transactions. "Let this be a lesson," the judge said. "No one is above the law, not even those who try to bend it." Taylor watched from the front row, her notebook in hand. As cameras clicked and questions flew, she reflected on her journey. From pop star to whistleblower, from defendant to defender. She closed with a final thought. Courage comes in many forms, sometimes in singing, sometimes in silence, and sometimes in standing up when the stakes couldn't be higher. And with that, Taylor Swift's legendary courtroom victory became a beacon of hope, a reminder that truth, once heard, can bring down even the mightiest corrupt empire. If Taylor's fearless stand against corruption inspired you, hit like, subscribe for more empowering fiction turned legend, and ring the bell so you never miss a story where justice prevails.